The top button.
Middle button.
Alright guys, we're now moving on to the decaling phase of this build for the small scale group build. And I've already started quite a bit of decal work, but you can see this is quite an extensive amount of decals for this car. A lot of black trim strips. Here you can see I've already applied the decal to the hood, the fenders. There are 4, 5, 6 decals on the front end alone. The entire rear quarters of the car are going to have decals spread throughout. We're now working on the doors, in which case we're going to apply the emblem of the Ultra Force or Ultra 7 or whatever they're called. And we still have a ton more to go. So we're going to start working on this and applying these decals. Because one thing that I found about this kit is that it's a piece of cake to assemble, but once you apply the decals, you're going to want to seal them up. And it's a little tough to spray. Either you're going to do a flat coat or a gloss coat or semi-gloss, whatever you decide to do, over everything, because then you're going to spray the tires and the chassis as well. And you may not want to do that. So what I'm going to do is apply all of the decals to the body in all its different pieces, and then I'm going to give the clear coat to each individual section off the chassis, and then I think we'll be pretty much done with this build. So let's get going with putting some of these decals in, but first I gotta warm up my water. Now these tiny little kits from Bandai bring all of the instructions printed on the inside lid of the box, and you have to really go looking to find out where all of your decals are, as this last step, number 6, is all the decal work. Or at least some of it, not all of it, because some of it, they also give you some decals that you have to apply while you're working up here. But the majority of them get done in this step, and you can see here, just by looking at all of the different numbers around the body, how many decals there are to apply. And that's something that's pretty common with these tiny Bandai kits. They really go all out with the details, in which case then you get hit with a large decal sheet for a very tiny model. Now you can see on the door here I've already laid the black stripe, so now we're going to go with the emblem for the force, power, whatever there are, and then we're going to keep going. Alright guys, we're going to go ahead and we're going to start polishing out the paintwork here. I'm going for not a super glossy look, because this is a car from the 1960s, but I want a polished, almost semi-gloss. That you can see what I got here. This is what I'm going for on this car, as I'm getting a nice reflection on it, but it's not like a mirror, but still has a nice smooth coat, as this is what we have now. It's completely flat. I did spray Tamiya semi-gloss black on it, semi-gloss clear coat on it. I did spray a Tamiya semi-gloss clear, and as you can see, not a lot of semi, not so much gloss. It's got a little bit of a sheen to it. So we're going to polish this out using the Tamiya polishing system, which we're just going to use the second and third step, as this paint laid down and the clear coat laid down very smooth, so there's no need for us to get really abrasive with it. So we're going to start with Tamiya's fine polishing compound, and we're going to get that, and that's really going to smooth all of the paint out and bring out the shine. And then we're going to hit it with the Tamiya finish compound, and that's really what's going to totally just make it pop. So we're going to be applying it with our Keshi rotary tool, as long as the charge holds out, as this is my favorite tool for polishing. It's a very low speed rotary tool. I don't even know if they're available anymore. I got this a while ago. Along with our polishing pads, we keep a separate one for the fine and the finish compound. So we're going to start by applying the fine compound first, and just rubbing that right into the paint, as this is going to do all of the heavy lifting. On the clear coat to really smooth it out. Then we're just going to swap out our polishing pads. These polishing pads are available on Amazon. You can pick up an entire set. Brings all sorts of different types in the 3 grades: coarse, fine, and finishing. And they work fantastic. Now, first thing we got to do is make sure we have a good grip on it, so we don't send the part flying. And then we're just going to go over the part. Hitting every edge. We've got a good amount of clear on here, so we've got a lot of material to work with. But the one thing you don't want to do is just stay in one area too long. Because as you're polishing, you're basically just almost sanding down the clear coat to smooth it out. And that's where your really good reflections come from. And what you don't want to do is go through the entire clear coat and get to your paint. That's what you don't want. As you can see, we're starting to get a little bit of shine out of it. You can see that there. A little bit of shine is coming back to it. So I'm going to do a couple of applications of this compound to the car until we get the desired result, and then we'll go to the finishing. Now you can see how this has brought out quite a bit of a shine to the car, to this part. It's no longer as flat as it was before. So now we're going to hit it with the finishing compound, and we'll see how much better we can make it. The finishing compound is a much smoother fluid than the polishing compound, and it's real easy to just get too much of it, as you see I have here. So what I'm going to do is scrape off the excess, so it doesn't spit all over me as I polish. Alright, let's get back to polishing. Okay, guys, now look at the difference of what we have here.
Plus, the licensing too. You know, the licensing was easier. But they have the Mitsubishi licensing. They have a Dodge license.
It gives us that old school 1960s clear coat shine. Or I think they didn't even use clear. I think it was just enamel paint or single stage paint. Whatever they used back then. I'm not really an expert on paint. Now, one thing I want to point out, you can see right in the middle of the point here, I kind of went through a little bit. That's one thing you have to watch when you're polishing. It's kind of hard on a tiny little piece like this. But sharp edges and corners, let me give you that look there, you can wear through really easily. Now, that's going to be easy to fix. With my Gundam marker, I'm just going to darken that back in. It's all black. So that'll be easy to fix, but something you always have to be aware of when polishing. But other than that, I am really, really happy with the result here. Let's just attach this to the body here and get a quick little look at. This is really going to have the shine of, I think, the older style paints. And it's really going to be reminiscent of an old 1960s toy. Or small model. Which is what I'm really excited to see if I can get that look in a small scale of one of those 1960s Corgi models or Japanese toys from the, I mean, I just think, I really hope I get this to look the way I want. All right, I'm going to go ahead and polish everything out, and then we'll be back with our end result. Okay, guys, and here we have the entire body of the UltraGuard pointer vehicle polished out. And yes, it is that tiny. Look at that. Look at that. It just fits in the palm of my hand. That's how tiny this thing is. Just spent the evening polishing out all of the body work. We didn't want it to be a new car type of polish. I'm going basically for a 60s style look. And I think, just got a little schmutz on there. I think I got what I was looking for. Not glass clear, sort of a dull shine like a car from that era would have. I think I got what I was going for. So now time for full assembly. So guys, I'm going to leave it at this episode here. And in the next episode, we'll have the final reveal of the UltraGuard pointer for the 2026 small scale group build. All right. See you on the next one.